Am I the a-hole for telling my roommate her boyfriend can't visit her? I, 18 female, am a freshman in college and got randomly assigned with my roommate. In the first semester, her long-distance boyfriend, who is 4 years older than us, came to visit twice. Once when I was away for the weekend and once during a break when I went home. Both times he stayed a day longer than I was away. The first time this happened, I slept in my own bed sharing a room with them. The second time, my roommate asked if I could give them alone time and I slept on my friend's floor. Recently, she asked if I would be traveling this month and I said no. She informed me that she was hoping for her boyfriend to come visit and stay in our dorm room for 3 nights as hotels are expensive. I told her that I didn't feel comfortable sharing a room with them for 3 days and didn't want to sleep on my friend's floor again. She said that her friend has an air mattress I could borrow, and I told her I didn't want sleep on a random person's air mattress, nor did I want to impose on my friend in her roommate's room for 3 days, especially as she wanted him to come during a time when I have exams and need my room to study. I asked her if it would be possible for her to wait till spring break to see him or to visit him as he has his own apartment rather than him coming here. She said she really wanted him to come here, and I repeated that I didn't want him to come. She then left the room. When she returned, it looked like she had cried, and she told me that it makes her very sad when she can't see him for a long time and that I'm not letting her see him, and that if my long-distance BF came to visit, she would gladly sleep in someone else's room. I said that wasn't the point, and that if he really wanted to come, he could find a cheap hotel. Let's check out the comment section. One commenter says, NTA. Dorm rooms with roommates are not designed for overnight company, especially of the romantic variety. I understand her wanting to see her BF, but that doesn't mean she's allowed to push you out of your room. They need a cheap hotel. Second commenter says, I'm glad I never had to live in a dorm. If my roommate asked me to leave in order for them to get alone time, I'd send them a text with a link to Google Maps with the local hotels. I'd never ever go along with that shit. My only roommate in my apartment tried pulling that shit when his GF was over. He wanted me to leave so they could have sex and be as loud as possible. I just started laughing my ass off and decided to stay in all day. I'm paying for the apartment, I'm not going to leave so you can have sex all over the apartment. If you want to do that, go find a fucking hotel to stay in for the night. Or your car. Or just have sex in your room like normal people do. Third commenter says, your roommate is selfish and manipulative and lacks empathy. You are not preventing her from seeing her boyfriend. She is free to go visit him. He is free to come visit her and stay in a hotel. This is not your problem, and her trying to make it yours through real or crocodile tears is rich. Explain to her that you are not preventing her from seeing her boyfriend, but she is asking you to impose upon others and be in an uncomfortable living arrangement while you need to focus on school. Make it crystal clear that you have been generous twice and this is the extent of it, and she should go visit him or he can pay for a hotel. I've lost weight and now I want to divorce my husband. We've been married for 5 years and together for 7 years. We also have a 3-year-old kid. After having the baby, I struggled a lot with losing the baby weight and adjusting to being a parent. I also had the baby blues at first, which was tough. I wasn't really focused on my appearance, and instead I was trying to figure out our new routine and way of life. But then, my husband started making these little comments about my body and how I should start working out and wearing makeup again. It made me feel really awful, and I worried that he might start looking elsewhere because we weren't being intimate anymore. He even suggested hiring a nanny so I could have more time for myself, but I wanted to be there for our baby full time, so I turned down the offer. That made him angry and he started acting cold towards me. Months went by without any hugs, kisses, romance, or any kind of affection. My self-esteem hit rock bottom. Every time I looked in the mirror, all I saw were the flaws that my husband pointed out. By this point, our son was already 2 years old and I desperately wanted to win my husband back. I thought that if I got in shape again, he would show me love and affection and our marriage would be saved. I craved his attention so much and it hurt to see how much things had changed. But you can't force someone to be affectionate. I took matters into my own hands and hired some help. With more free time, I started going to the gym, taking swimming classes, which are amazing for your back by the way, getting my hair and lashes done regularly, and eating healthier. And guess what? I've lost a ton of weight and I feel amazing. Suddenly my husband started touching me, kissing me, buying me flowers, and treating me like the complete opposite of how he treated me before. You'd think that would make me feel better, but for some reason, it made me feel worse. All I could think about were the hurtful things he said to me when I was at my lowest, and how cold he was towards me. I get that you can't force attraction, But why couldn't he just hug me or give me a kiss on the cheek, even when I was overweight? Why couldn't he love me as a human being and the mother of his child? When my self-esteem came back, I got really angry at myself for putting up with his behavior for so long. A few days ago, I told him I wanted a divorce because I don't think I can move past how badly he treated me. He apologized and promised to change and prove that he can be better. But honestly, I'm not sure if I can trust him again. What if I gain weight again or have to deal with health issues? Will he treat me like garbage again? I've talked to some friends and family about the whole situation, and some say I should give him another chance, while others say I should leave him. So I'm turning to Reddit for some advice. Am I justified in being upset over this? Do you think it's possible for my husband to change? One commenter said, "It makes you feel gross because you're realizing that your husband doesn't love you unconditionally. He loves you only when he thinks you look decent, acceptable. You're absolutely right to ask if he will act like this again if you go through another pregnancy or something more medically serious. He says that he'll change, but words and promises mean nothing if you don't actually try and change." Another commenter said, "What he did was a choice. He decided to be cruel because she had gained weight. He could have been nicer, but he chose otherwise. He says he will do better, but what his actions say is that he will only be a better person if she fits his window of desirability. What she has learned is that she can't trust him to be there when things are bad. He doesn't appear to have empathy or compassion or even basic kindness. He's failed at being a husband." Someone else added, "This is exactly it, isn't it? You thought his love for you was deeper than surface level, but actually, when you felt your worst, your lowest and most insecure, he showed you his true colors. He's disgustingly shallow. You need someone who loves every single inch of you, on your highest and lowest of days. When you feel fatter than ever, spotty, greasy, lazy, whatever it is, you need someone to kiss and respect all of you every day of the year. That's what love is, and you can, without a doubt, find that. You know what you deserve, and it's time to start your new story elsewhere." And the last comment we're gonna look at says, "Same. My ex-husband withheld affection when I gained 10 pounds in my 20s. I didn't ever find out that my weight was the reason for that until we were divorcing, due to him being completely not there for me emotionally. Turns out he's a pretty gross fat-phobic person. The emotional support issues between us were really deeply rooted, and not something I detected when we got married at 25. People show who they are after a few years. My current husband has loved me consistently across an 80-pound weight swing, from underweight to overweight after having my second baby in my late 30s, just so much harder to lose later. I didn't believe he would after my previous experience, but he does, no matter where I currently am in that journey. You deserve that too. We are all humans who have bodies that go through ups and downs. We have enough body shame from media and that we inflict on ourselves. We do not need it from a supposedly safe space at home.